Sunderfolk is free this week on the Epic Games Store. But is this D&D-esque role-playing game worth your time, or will it end up on your pile of unplayed free Epic Games games? That's exactly what I intended to find out, but boy, I found something so much better. Let's get into it. I've got to get this off my chest right away. I've been looking for this game for years! I've been stuck with stupid Gloomhaven for like almost 10 years or something, and now we have a good one! One that's good and doesn't make me feel like gargling rusty nails. Let's organise my thoughts. Sunderfolk is difficult to describe, the same way Gloomhaven is also pretty difficult to describe. It's a role-playing game akin to D&D, with classes, scenarios, puzzles, NPCs, and even an actual game master that takes you through the game. Sunderfolk is set up as a role-playing campaign, and even facilitates multiple players, each with their own party of heroes. Sunderfolk is set in Arden, and like any good fantasy role-playing game, you're a scrappy band of heroes you've met in the tavern of a city that is gravely at threat by a horde of primitive creatures. But despite the cliche premise, Sunderfolk is simply wonderful. There is so much I want to talk about, but can only fit so much in these little reviews. I know I've used variations of the term lovely cast of characters in like every review I've done so far, but honestly, Sunderfolk knocks it right out of the park. They are all dripping in personality. Especially this fucking penguin. Let's talk to Peril. You're talking to me now? The audacity! This is so good. Pushing me right into the ogre. Oh fuck, I guess I did. Oh, that's so good. I feel like John Fye would so do that. This is the troglodyte! And not only are the NPCs full of personality, but each of the available player characters that you can choose to form your party each have their own connections in Arden. Between missions, your characters can talk to the many inhabitants, and each character has someone they have a special connection to. And it's through these conversations that you can choose details of each of your characters' background. It's so immersive. The world feels alive due to these connections and unique relationships, but Sunderfolk also makes the world feel yours. Sometimes you'll be asked to name stuff in the game. The first time you encounter ogre archers, you get to name them. Oh, those shrines that heal you, you get to name them. That pet beetle, you get to name it! And the names you assign to these characters and objects can be changed anytime you want. It's such a nice touch. It makes you feel like you're playing an actual D&D campaign with an actual GM who likes to paint the world with their players. This is all well and good, but how does the game play? In Sunderfolk, after your time in town, you go to the gate and choose a currently available scenario to play. Each scenario gives you a laydown of what to expect before you go into it, including the rewards. This allows you to really prepare before going into any mission. When in a scenario, you'll be using your characters by playing cards unique to each of them, in any order you want. Once your characters have done what you want them to do, the enemies will activate, naturally, and so on and so forth until you win or run out of lives. Or in higher difficulties, which you can change at any time in the settings, until you run out of time. Each class in Sunderfolk feels so unique. They each have their own quirks and fighting styles, so choosing the right party for the job is really crucial. What you may not be used to, however, is that each character has a fate deck, which is basically a deck of 10 cards that are randomly drawn whenever you deal damage. They will either add effects or increase or reduce the damage of your attack, and the enemies have their own fate decks. Look, I could go at length about this game. About how the gold dropped upon death of enemies can be picked up by other enemies, about how you can have different NPCs like or hate your individual characters, about the tactical extremes you have to go to in combat to pull off a win, about how when characters level up their fate deck gets improved and you have to choose which cast to bring with you, about how the characters are voiced by the game master herself, about how you can skip missions and get the rewards if you're struggling, about how some enemies are idle until you get close, about how your dialogue choices actually matter, about how... But the fact is, I only love this game because I'm a sadistic nerd. Years and years ago, I bought the board game Gloomhaven, or as I usually refer to it, the Nerdatron 9000. It's just like Sunderfolk, to a point where I assumed mechanics when playing Sunderfolk and was for the most part correct. Except, Gloomhaven is the toothiest, unfairest, somehow rigged piece of shit game I've ever played, and I hate it. Oh god, how I hate it! Even when playing the digital video game version, I hate this game! I played it alone and got through like 7 scenarios where I failed each one again and again and again and again until I wanted nothing more than to burn this box. I don't even want to play it with my friends for the fear of having to go through that mental torture again. How I hate Gloomhaven. It's such an interesting game. I've been trying to pluck up the courage to play it again for years, but I can just never get myself to do it, so it mocks me on my shelf, just waiting for me to unbox it and go through that mental torture all over again. But that's no more. I'm free, and it's all thanks to Sunderfolk. I feel I only love this game as much as I do, for it's exactly what I wanted out of Gloomhaven. A rich world with challenging encounters. Challenging but sufferable. Challenging yet enjoyable. I really must cut to the chase now. Sunderfolk is so worth trying. For any Gloomhaven sadists out there, please give Sunderfolk a try. Hell, please everyone give it a try. Although Gloomhaven did a lot of this stuff first, Sunderfolk builds on the mechanics and makes a game that won't make you want to cave your own skull in. It is challenging, but it is just as fun and satisfying. Thank you for watching! Subscribe to Wacktion to become a Wacky Observer today, so you're always up to date on the ridiculous games I make and always up to scratch on the latest free weekly release from Epic Games. While you're here, why not check out my review of this week's other free game, Telltale's Batman. As always, I'll see you back in the lab.